What's going on, my exotic family? It's your boy Dre. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're just going to be talking about reptile handling. Why is it so important? Stay tuned. Alright everybody, so welcome back to the video. Like I said, we're talking about reptile handling, the importance of it. I feel like the main thing with reptile handling that we have to understand is these are not domesticated animals, so they're never essentially going to be tamed. I think we use that word falsely. Dogs are domesticated, they are tamed, versus reptiles are tolerant. And I think that's the level that we need to get on. You know, me and myself, I have a Cayman. I can never truly honestly say my Cayman will be tamed. Even if he is completely friendly and nice, I will never say that it's tame, simply because reptiles will always, whether they're born in captivity or not, they will always have that natural instinct, that fight or flight. Whenever they feel threatened, it can be the most tame animal. If you do something to threaten that animal or make that animal feel like you are a threat, they will get defensive, and that's naturally how that works. And that is where handling comes into play. When you get an animal, obviously after you let them establish themselves and go through kind of like a quarantine period basically, and you kind of let them get used to their new home, you want to slowly start working at habituating that animal to you, yourself, its surroundings. It's not always going to be easy. As you guys have seen on my Instagram, I am still dealing with the Tegu. However, last week we did make some progress. I was able to actually handle him a little bit, put him in the bathroom, and we did do some bonding, so that was actually good. So I'm just going to add on to that, and we're just going to keep going. However, with any reptile in any sense, you pretty much just want to make sure that you go slow. Don't force the reptile to do more than they are willing. Also, don't make your interactions super long. A lot of people think the longer you spend with a reptile, the tamer it'll be, the faster it'll be tamed, or the quicker it'll become tolerant, and that is not how that works. To be honest, the longer the handling interactions, a lot of reptiles will actually stress out more. So you want to keep them short and sweet. Even if it's just opening the enclosure and changing the water bowl and they know that you're there, to them that is a good interaction. They didn't have to strike, they weren't defensive. You want to keep it really simple and not force them really into fight or flight mode, because that is where they feel you become a threat, because then you're forcing them to basically act unnaturally in a sense. So a positive when it comes to handling is handling for the reptile is also a form of enrichment. You're getting them out of their enclosure, they're climbing all over you, or you have them on the floor, the carpet, or maybe you have some type of jungle gym for your snakes, or maybe you have something for your lizards to climb on. The good thing is it's enrichment as well as exercise for that reptile. So it's very important, especially when dealing with big snakes, big lizards, any reptile in general, but those animals in particular, just because they are more prone to, you know, having liver issues and being obese and things like that. Any reptile can have that issue. It's the simple fact that the bigger reptiles, people think they have to power feed them, which means they need to feed them more, which that leads to obesity, which is not what you want to do. You want to definitely obviously have a schedule in which you feed them. But anyways, it's a great form of enrichment. So the key is to basically have your reptile doing something natural, climbing, and you can interact with them based on that level. So me in particular, I am still working with the Cayman and the Tegu and the white-lipped python. To be honest, the white-lipped python is probably the most challenging as far as handling, just because I get bit every time, and I'm just coming to the point to where that may just be how he is. Obviously I use it with a snake hook, but I'll be holding him and he'll literally just snap back and get me. And I don't think it's anything that he's threatened. I think he's just naturally still not fond of his new home. He still eats and everything, poops and everything for me. I just think naturally he is just a defensive snake, but we're still going to work with him and we're going to keep it going. Handling is also important, because not only is the reptile getting enrichment and exercise, you're also giving that reptile a chance to come out of their enclosure and actually explore a little bit, which is still, in a sense, a form of enrichment. However, in our minds, it's actually nice to see, you know how we let our dogs out of their cage, you know, cats free roam. it's kind of the same thing. You want to give these guys a chance to really stretch out, explore, get to know their surroundings. And in a sense, that will kind of get them a little more comfortable with you. If you're in the room and you just kind of let them walk around, and they will get a sense of kind of comfortability as they realize that it's a safe place. Essentially, this is their home and you're there. What I like to do is I'll sit in the, well, like I just started doing with the Tegu, I'll sit in the bathroom and I'll just let the Tegu kind of walk around. I don't make any sudden movements. I don't go to grab him. I literally sit there and I'll just sit on my phone scrolling Instagram, and I'll let him come up to me. He'll walk on my legs. He'll, sniff and lick at my hands, and he doesn't try to come after me like as you guys have seen on Instagram when I go to the door. So I think it's more so you have to let the reptile take control in a sense. Just kind of sit there and let them explore and observe them, and watch how they're just so curious to learn different things and explore new things. Now, the last point I would like to make, and probably my favorite point about why I think handling is so important, is because that's where you learn the most about your reptile. And I know I'm always preaching about researching and everything like that, but there is no better research than when you get the animal yourself and they're in front of you and you get to actually look at them naturally, sniff around and climb different things and see what their naturalistic habits are. That is how you create that real bond, because once you actually do that, you will actually be able to understand their behavior a little bit better. You'll be able to over time, you'll be able to kind of predict what's going to happen with them, because you can recognize certain signs, which brings me to my next point. That is how you don't get bit. If you are able to read your snakes, your lizards, whatever, you will be able to save yourself from a lot of bites. Snake bites aren't the worst thing in the world. However, nobody really wants to continuously get bit by a 6, 7, 8, any snake every day, really. So the more you bond with your animal, the more you observe them, the more you let them kind of just explore and handle them and teach them how to be tolerant to you, the better you'll understand that animal. That is handling why I think it's important from my opinion. This is one video I will say I did not do like extensive research for. It's more so off of my knowledge and my experience. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Drop a comment down at the bottom and let me know what you guys think of the video. Make sure you turn those post notifications on. I'll upload 3 days a week now, every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow me on Instagram at DW Exotics, and as always, stay exotic.